All right, we are back. Welcome back to the Psychic Shari YouTube channel. We're with Sherry Klein. Sherry, how's it
Hi.
going?
Good. How you doing?
Okay, special Thursday edition.
Yeah. So much for famous last words. We'll be on every
Every
Wednesday.
Wednesday at 6 o'clock, except for when I have a doctor's appointment.
Yeah,
Except for when I got this or that.
I know. It's
But
just, oh well, at least we're here today.
yeah, and we'll be back next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Um, got another mini read for you. One of our viewers, Eileen, had a view about a month or so ago. We touched on some major life changes, among other things, for her. So we'll show that. We've got a topic today. It's kind of like uh, lucid topic, I think,
Yeah.
um, related to spirits and attachments.
Mhm.
Sherry's going to talk about some of the things that has happened in the last week for her. So it's really
Yeah.
kind of fresh on her mind. Maybe talk about crossing over souls, soul attachments, various things like that. I'm just going to let her talk, and she's just going to ramble on for about
Yeah.
20 minutes. So,
I've written things down, so you know me. So much of it happened this week, and I have to kind of write it down because I kind of want to say it in order, so it'll make more sense. But
yeah, yeah.
um,
Okay, good. Well, we'll get to that, and then we'll get to some alphabet messages today. Sherry's going to provide some spiritual advice to everyone watching the video here, either live today or in the future when you're watching a recorded version of it. It works either way. And finally, Sherry's going to be giving readings to any of the live viewers out there. Want to post a request in the chat section that they want to, or if they have any questions or they just want to say hi. Uh, Throw something out there in the chat, and we'll chat with you.
yeah, there you go.
Okay, so why don't we go ahead and get started? Start with our mini read.
Okay.
I know, Sherry, you forget about these things.
I do.
Uh,
You were kind of telling me who it was before the show. I just pick up little bits and pieces of it. I just can't remember because I just do so many of them. But
yeah.
it's
So this one's from Eileen. We did this a few weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, maybe. In this reading, Sherry, you touched on some major life changes for her, including a romantic reconnection and unexpected financial help.
yeah. And can I say one thing too before you start that? These are really kind of just like mini reads. My other readings, they go a lot deeper than what you guys see on this show.
Yeah.
This is just a little taste of what I do. So,
Yeah. Okay, so let's taste this reading.
okay, okay. Hi, Eileen. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. All right, I'm just going to scan your energetic field here just a bit. Um, we love your aura when I look at it. It looks really far out, which tells us that you're very charismatic. People are probably attracted to you. It looks pretty bright. We love the way that most of the time that you see things, um, you might see the glass half full instead of half empty. Um, but we're as we kind of get a little further into your energy, they're kind of showing me where you're kind of going backwards, and I'm really drawn into your back, which is telling me that you might be carrying around a heavy load, and you might be, how do we say this? Maybe a little bit of a worry wart. Would that be you?
Um, I'm an overthinker.
Okay. So that's kind of a little worry wart. Not too bad, but that's kind of what we're picking up on, and that's okay because they are showing me maybe where you with Plan A, and if that doesn't work out, then maybe you're going to go to Plan B and Plan C. As I'm doing this, they tell me you're pretty good at multitasking. You are able to do a lot of different things and do them quite well, is what Spirit is saying. Because it's funny, they show me a spider and with 8 legs, and they're saying each one of those is really busy doing something. So that would be you. Um, Another thing that they're showing me is 3 months out, 6 months out, and 9 months out. And they said those are going to be kind of like little mile markers, I guess they're saying, is there's going to be, spirit is trying to push you into, I guess it feels like trying to be more creative or get out more. And it feels like it might be in the job, but it might necessarily be a job. It might be something that you just love to do, and you might be holding back a bit. I don't know if you're going to go out and teach. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a kindergarten teacher. It could mean maybe going out and speaking, just teaching people, because they just showed me kind of standing there and people looking at you and they want to hear what you have to say. But they're showing me 3, 6, and 9 months out. And during these, they're saying that there's going to be a lot of changes at the 3-month mark and then at the 6 month. But some of these, you might think that something's gone wrong, but Spirit wants me to tell you that if something doesn't go exactly the way that you think, that it's just there to kind of pivot you into pushing you into a different direction. And this is kind of your spirit team and your higher self. So they're kind of pushing you to go out and out and out. So I don't know if you have something up your sleeve that you're wanting to do that you're kind of holding back on. But it seems like it's really going to start to take off within the next 9 months. With that being said, I normally don't open up for questions on these little short reads, but do you have any questions? Questions spark answers, and we can go anywhere from there.
Gosh, it was just interesting to hear that about the 3, 6, 9, because I don't know that it's but I've had this idea, but it would take a lot of money to make it happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't been, I'm not interested in like fundraising.
Right.
And
go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
One thing that your spirit team wants me to tell you is that when you put it out, what it is that you want, if you believe that you deserve it, then it's up to the universe to provide the money, and it will. It can come to you in ways that you have no idea. So that's what they're saying. Try to move towards that way. And like they said, there's going to be, I guess I want to call them obstacles that might make you think, oh, well, this avenue is not working, but that's okay, because that's going to get you to pivot to go a different route, but you're still going to be going towards the main goal, but it's just not going to it's just not going to end, or your journey is not going to be exactly what you're thinking about. It's going to be like in your head.
Okay.
And there might be someone else that comes into, they call it a helper, maybe with the finances.
Okay.
Might not be anybody that you even know right now. So
probably not, since no one I know has any money.
Okay, well, there you go. So it's probably going to be someone that you just never know. That's where this wonderful, charismatic personality of yours comes in handy, because it does help open up doors to where you can communicate and talk with other people. The more you do that, the more people that you know, then the more opportunities that can come to you.
Okay.
And it's so funny when they show me the 3, 6, and 9. When I was a kid, our family, we used to play poker, and we play a game, 3, 6, and 9s are wild. They keep showing me like a poker hand with that 3, 6, and 9. So I don't know why these cards keep coming up, but it is the 3, the 6, and the 9. So any other questions? What other questions do you have?
So I have a trip coming up. Just kind of want to make sure that all things are good with that.
Okay. As you're talking, one thing that they're showing me, the minute you said that, they show me you kind of dragging one foot, not physically, but there's a part of you that your spirit team would like for us to remind you is, if you make the intention that you're going to have a good time, everything's going to work out good, then the chances are that's going to come in at a higher probability than
Okay.
if you're like, oh, I don't know if this is going to happen. That's why they're saying don't be dragging your feet. Just go with the intention that
Oh no,
everything.
I have every intention of having a great time.
Okay, perfect. It was
Looking
just their
forward to
wording, I
it.
guess.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy about this.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so we are seeing where they just show me like a sailboat, and I
Yes.
love sailboats because that is on water, which tells me that when the water is very calm, that's the emotions, and it's very peaceful. It's not like you're out on a ski boat. They're just showing me very, very relaxing, very calm. Gosh, I feel like I have a little frog in my throat. And whenever that happens, there's a lot of spirits coming in around too. Not quite for sure who's here, Irene. Irene is my joy guide.
Yeah.
But all right. So yeah, getting back to this, yeah, we see a wonderful time. You might even stay a day or two, a little bit longer than what you anticipate.
Oh, okay.
So, but we do see where you do come home. So,
Okay.
yeah. Any other questions?
Just one real quick one about love. I'm single. Will I remain single in the 369 mark, or will there be someone coming in?
Okay. Thank you, Irene. We're going to say there is a possibility that someone could come in by the end of the 9 mark, by the end of the 9 months,
Okay.
maybe a little sooner. Now, one thing too we might want to throw out there is that you might already know this person.
Okay.
Now, it might not be someone who you're hanging around right now. It could be someone that you used to know that's kind of out of the picture. Spirit is telling me that you either know this person or you know of this person.
So I do know a person. He's come in, gone out, come in, gone out, come in, gone out.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't surprise me if he comes in again.
Okay. Yeah. There's a reason he keeps coming in.
Yeah.
And there's a reason that it's just not, it's almost like the energy. You guys are off mark.
Yeah.
Because they just show me, as you were talking, they're saying that the energy is kind of starting to level out more.
Okay.
Which we like it level. They always show it to me, relationships like people are on a teeter-totter.
Uh-huh.
And if it's like this, then it's off kilter. Somebody's given way too much effort into this and the other person's not. But they're just showing me, as far as the energy goes, you guys just aren't quite syncing up, or the timing is not right. But
okay.
With each time that this person comes in, it feels like that the energy does start to level out, is just the way they show me. So because there is unfinished business or something here that needs to be done with this individual. And you can feel it too. When I get into your energy, it's like there's a part of you that really wants to see if this relationship can work out. Is that correct?
Yes.
And I feel like the other individual, they want this too. I don't know if it's you or this other individual, but it's like, actually it might be both, that are scared to just jump in with both feet.
It is not me.
Okay, all right. They're just tipping their toe in instead of just jumping all in. Not that they don't want to, it's just this person feels very guarded. and is just scared. Of course, a lot of people, they're scared to get hurt, and
Right.
that's just what this person is doing. Um, but as each time they're telling me this little fence, privacy fence around this person kind of goes down, down, down a little bit. So that's good.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, they're kind of throwing me back to your vacation. We love that when you come back. Um, of course, everybody feels great after a vacation, but it feels like that you might get some aha moments or epiphanies um, during this vacation.
Okay.
And it's going to kind of change or tweak the way that you're thinking, and it could possibly be about this relationship, which they say will help in the relationship department.
Okay. You remember that now?
Well, I tell you, it started out, and of course it froze up. I don't even know why it does that. I couldn't see half of the video, and then it came back because I turned on my phone. I was going to text you, and the minute I turned my phone on, it came back on, and I could see the ending of it.
Oh.
That is so weird. Remember, I couldn't see last week either, any of the video.
Yeah. It's got to be something with you and your internet. So we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Kathy, welcome back.
Hi, Kathy.
We have Shannon.
Okay.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're new or returning, but appreciate you visiting today.
Yeah.
Speaking of little mini readings, if you'd like to know how you can be on the show and get a free reading like that, it's just simple. It's that email address down on the bottom right-hand side, sherryklein11@gmail.com. In the body of the email, just put in your YouTube username, your email address, and then we'll know. Just say, I want a reading, and then we know you want a reading. It separates your email from everybody else. We'll then send you a date and time for the pre-recorded reading, as well as a URL where you can log on. It's very easy to do. Click on it, and there's a pop-up screen, and then click go to studio, and then you're right in. If you have any concerns, like Eileen, you can turn your video camera off. You can use a different name, or you can do both. Either one or both would be fine. We just make sure you're comfortable and you get a good reading. So if that is your need, then let us know. Okay, Shari, you've had quite an eventful week last week, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about souls that are kind of stuck, spiritual attachments. We're going to talk a little bit about guiding souls into the light.
Yeah.
Various things like that. So why don't you start us off? What happened?
Yeah. Sidebar. Can I just, I'm very compelled. Can I just shoot out two little quick readings? One for Kathy, it keeps coming up.
Okay.
One for Kathy is your guides are saying, pay attention to animals around you. This can be dogs or cats. This can also be the birds, little critters, even spiders or ants. They're bringing a message to you. And then what you can do is get on and Google the spiritual meaning of that, because you're going to see a lot of different things, and it's going to really sync up with where you're at. And another thing for Shannon that came up just instantly is we love fire for her. If she's wanting to connect with any of her spirit guides, or maybe she already does, they said this is the way that will really help get her kind of in that state of mind to where she'll be really receptive to get messages. Make sure you ask a question. So those were the things that were coming up, just real quick.
Okay. Well, good.
Okay.
So what happened? Last week, Shari?
Okay. Well, what started it is I can always tell when my spirit guides want me to start doing something differently in my readings. Sometimes they'll just automatically make it come in my readings, but this time it was like a series of events. And the first thing that happened is, well, I felt that and I asked my spirit team, what is it you want me to do? You're going to have to show me. I didn't think too much of it. The very next day, I just stumbled upon this podcast of this lady who was crossing over souls. Many years ago, I used to do that. And she kind of went through her modality a little bit, nothing like the way I did it. And I thought, okay, well, maybe I will. In my readings, spirit will take me, um, to the point of whenever they're traumatized. And a lot of times we'll either uh, get soul fragments that have broken off, or I can help them with some inner child work, or else if they have attachments, we can cross them over. But that hasn't really happened. I usually would go to with groups of people, and we might go to various haunted places and send souls over that way. But it never really came up too much in readings. It was more the soul fragments. So I found that to be a little interesting. And then right after that, the very next evening, I had several reads, and I've written it down just so I can kind of get it in order. Um, I had several readings, but the last reading was a lady who told me that she struggled with depression her entire life. And she had to be at least my age. I didn't really ask her, but I could tell she wasn't in her 30s. And I'm like, okay, so we're doing the reading. I had no idea where the read was going to go. And spirit took me back, and I said, okay, I'm drawn to like 6 or 8 years old. There was some trauma there. And then, after a while of doing the read, it came up that her mother had a doll, or she had a doll, and her mother burnt the doll, and she was traumatized. And she had to really be traumatized because, like I say, this had to be 50 or 60 years ago, and she could remember it perfectly. I didn't realize, but instantly I knew that this lady had an attachment on her left shoulder blade. And I'm like, you have a spirit that is attached to you. And I knew it was a family member, and it felt like a man. And as we were talking, the lady started out with a doll. This doll had a lot to do with it, because when her mother burnt that doll, it was like this gentleman's spirit was inside this doll, and they will do that a lot of times. They'll attach to dolls because they have arms and legs, and they're like a human. So when they did that, I could see the spirit. They took me back there in time, but I could see where the spirit attached to her. And she's like, well, I don't know. Nothing really comes to mind. And I'm like, okay, well, I did a process with her. I said, let's get this entity, let's try to send this to the light, because it's not doing him any good to be hanging on your shoulder or around you. And it's not obviously doing her any good. So we went through this process, and I could hear her guides say, it's going to take a couple, 2 or 3 weeks for her to really feel like the energy is lifted and she's not depressed all the time. So I thought, okay, so we did the process. And the minute we did that, on my left shoulder, in the back on the shoulder blade, it felt like somebody just took a big chunk out of my back. And I said, I feel like that he's pulled away because it's on the left shoulder. He must have been hanging out right there. And we get cold chills. When I get cold chills in a reading, that's spirit's way of confirming what I'm doing or what I'm saying is correct. And she was getting them as well. So I said, okay, keep me posted and let me know how you feel. Text me in the next couple of days or whatnot. So the next morning I got up, and I can talk freely because I'm not using her name. Next morning I got up, and I was thinking about that read because it really kind of stuck with me. even though I'd done several, but sometimes they'll stick. The minute I was thinking of her, she texted me and she said, I just woke up and I knew, or else she had a dream or something. She said that it was a family member. I think she said it was like her stepfather or something, but he was in the war. And I knew this gentleman was in a war. She said he was in the war and he got shrapnel in his back left shoulder blade. And then he died 3 days later. And he was sad because he was young. He was only like 26 at the time. And she just knew in her heart that this was who was on her shoulder. So that was very, very interesting. So that was the first thing that kind of came up. And then let's see, what else did I write down here? Oh, and then a friend of mine, I was talking with a friend of mine, and she was talking about how she went to this guy in Kentucky. We live in Indiana. She went to this guy in Kentucky, and he takes entities or souls or attachments off of people. And I thought, and she knew nothing about what was going on with me. And I thought, man, that is really interesting. I would love to go to him. And not that I feel like I have an attachment, but there's something about, I would kind of like to see how he does it. Not that I'm going to snatch his modality or the way he does it, but there's something there that spirit wants me to see. So we're going to do that at the end of October. And so she may be, if I like it and I think it's really worthwhile, that we may have her on the show to talk about it, because very interesting. And honestly, if you ask me, a lot of people have attachments. It doesn't always have to be a dead person. To me, thoughts can build up energy, and those, to me, I consider attachments too. So spirit is working with me, and we're going to start to really get in and work with things like this. So keep going. Now, again, this all happened with all last week. So then I had another lady call me, and I've read for this lady before, and she's very down to earth. She's not real flighty. Some people are anything you say. She's not like that. She's very level headed. I remember starting out the read, and saying, I'm very drawn to the activity in your bedroom. Like there's a lot of spirit activity. And she kept going, Well, one thing led to another. And I don't know, Bobby, if you want to show the handprint now. All right. Yeah. Okay. Now this is blown up, but she gave me permission to use this on the show. Now, if you look up at the top right, it's kind of hard to see. This picture really doesn't give it justice. It looks just like a skeleton hand. And she said, nobody has touched my headboard. And I'm like, the minute I saw that, I thought, okay. It reminded me of this. And Bobby, can you put up the picture of, yeah, this was many years ago. And if you can see a skeleton hand in the bottom left coming up towards me, I was on a ghost hunt with my sister and another guy. I don't know who else was there, but we were in this barn, and it was so hot in this barn. I thought I was going to faint. I just can't take the heat. It had to be 100 degrees. And all of a sudden on my back, I felt like somebody was blowing an air conditioner right on me. But of course, there was no air conditioning there, but it was that hand. Now, this is when I first started out. So I had no idea about crossing souls over. I wish I did, because I got to tell you, it's as if this hand is reaching out to me, like, help me. I kind of got cold chills when I said that. So with that being said, and that's a skeleton hand. So then, and this is all going through my mind the minute I saw that headboard. So then I had a friend of mine who had moved into a house in his house, and he's like, I got a lot of spirits and stuff going on. Can you come here and kind of cleanse my house? And I'm like, sure. And so then he proceeded to tell me that he goes, this is the strangest thing. And I didn't ask him if I could say this, but again, I'm not saying his name. And again, this was many years ago. In his bathroom, he had a full length mirror, the kind that you kind of just put on your door, or it might have been there. I can't remember. But anyway, he said every time he would get out of the shower and it would fog up, he would see a handprint on this mirror. And he thought his kids were doing it. He told me he asked his kids, hey, why do you keep touching this mirror for? Because he said he'd Windex it off real good. And every single time he'd come out of the shower and it would fog up, he would see this handprint. So went in the bathroom, had my little sage, and he was standing behind me. And I remember this perfect. I lit the sage, and it wasn't hardly smoking at all. And in my mind, I thought, oh, this isn't going to work. And I just went ahead and did it. And I'm like, okay, anything in here, you need to come out now, because I call in the Archangel Raphael or Archangel Michael. And I blow the smoke in the mirror and I say, come out now. You have to come with me. You have a lot of loved ones. Archangel Michael will tell you where you need to go. The minute I did that, I could feel, and I knew it was a lady. I felt something shoot out of this mirror and it shot right through my chest, through my heart. And he was standing behind me. He said he felt something shoot through him as well. And so then I proceeded to go through his house, cleanse it. And I always open a door and say, okay, now go on. Archangel Michael will tell you where you need to go. He told me right after that handprint was never on that mirror again. So just a little sidebar, if people out there who are going to be saging your home, make sure that you do all of the mirrors, even mirrors that you have in your drawers or your little compact mirrors. I always like to blow smoke, the sage in the mirrors and say, come out now, come on. I don't know the rhyme and reason. I don't know why spirits get trapped in mirrors, but I have seen this time and time again. And you're doing them a service if you do this, because every time I do, I can feel they want to come out, but I guess they just need the sage to open it. I'm not quite for sure. I'll have to investigate more of that. So with those two things being said, going back to the lady with the headboard. Now, I knew that there was not a spirit trapped in her headboard. I knew that it was attached, something had attached to her. She also told me throughout the reading, we knew that prior to that, one of her grandchildren was in the hospital for several weeks, and she went up to see the child a lot. Hospitals are notorious to pick up entities. I mean, think about it. People who go there are sick, so then their auras are not sealed. People who go to visit them are sad or depressed or anxious. And the nurses and doctors, they're around all this all the time. So many of my readings, I get readings from doctors or nurses that they just are out of sorts, and it can be from their job. But so anyway, kind of got sidetracked there. So she went and picked up an entity, and she said that she was, ever since then, she didn't know what happened. She felt off kilter, and she'd have these horrible, weird dreams every single night. So during the reading, I picked up that she picked up a hitchhiker from the hospital. I could tell it was a girl in her 20s who had OD'd. And she was scared to go to the light because, she killed herself. And a lot of people think, oh, I can't go there because I'm going to go to hell or whatever. And then they'll stick around. And this lady I was reading for is very intuitive and very open. And I just felt like the spirit wanted to be around her because she felt safe. So here, I walked her through doing this procedure, but I also, trying to get this soul to go to the other side. But I told her that sometimes all of the soul might not go. Maybe a little piece of it or some of it might stay on her. Um, and I said, showed her how to do it. And I said, do this again, maybe a couple of times and let me know. Text me, let me know how it went. She just texted me, I think it was today or yesterday, I can't remember. And she said that she did the procedure that I told her. And it was yesterday because she said she did not have any dreams last night and she slept good. So, and she said that was the first time since she saw that handprint, the skeleton handprint, that she'd been able to sleep. So I love that. That's kind of confirmation that what we're doing is working. So that's my little stuff of what happened just last week. And
Yeah.
I love spirit because they know how I am. They have to beat something in my head for me to, otherwise it just goes right. You seen how I had to write it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't love stuff like this, but I kind of do. Because think about it, if you're a spirit and you're trapped, that's not good. And a lot
Yeah.
of them need help crossing over and getting to the other side.
Yeah. They do.
And it makes them feel better and it makes the person that they're attached to. And again, like I said, it doesn't always have to be attached to a person. Just like my friend, it was in the mirror.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay. Wow. Are all your weeks like this?
not all of them, but when things happen, they tend to take off pretty quickly. So
Okay. Maria, hello. Welcome to the show.
hi, Maria.
She has a question.
Okay.
I'm wondering, do you see me and Flip getting back together? We've broken up. He has moved.
Okay. Let me just kind of get a little bit here into the energetic field, just a bit. I'm seeing that there might still be contact. As far as getting back together, they're not showing me that right now. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. I'm just not seeing it. But I do feel like that there is still a thread, which tells me that there will still be contact with this individual.
Any kids for her?
Okay, let's see what we've got going on here. Two popped up. Two popped up instantly. I don't know it now. When they show me kids, I don't know. Sometimes they can be miscarriages, and not that you'll have one, but just keep that in mind. Um, Even abortions, sometimes I can't tell. I just see the children, but two popped up instantly. So I don't know if she's wanting to have children. I love 32. Whenever anybody says I'm 32, to me, I think 32 is the perfect age. Isn't that funny? Maybe it's because I love my life at 32. I don't know.
Really? I like 29. So,
Do you? Okay. So she had an abortion in 2020. Okay. Because I do still see souls like that. And I got to tell you, I have seen this time and time again too, where some of these souls, we make contracts with these souls before they come on the other side. These souls know, some of them know they're never going to step foot on this earth plane. It could be by an abortion on an unconscious level. The mommy and the soul make that, or it could be an abortion. They abort or miscarry. So and a lot of times they might want to give it another good college try and that same soul try to come back in again. I've seen that too.
okay.
So
So she's asking if that abortion is one of the two that you've seen, that you saw.
well, they showed me two very close together. Um, it could be. It could be part of that. So
Now you can't. We had talked about this in the past. You just see energy, right? You don't see, you know, live souls or dead souls, right?
yeah,
It's
I
just all
can't
energy
tell.
to you.
No, I can't tell if um, I hate to say it, if they're dead or alive. We know they're
Yeah.
not dead. Life continues after the change called death. Um, but yeah, I can't. I can't tell if they're on this earth plane because sometimes people will they'll say, well, you talk about my kids, and I'll say, do you have three? And they'll say, no, I have two. And I'm like, well, I'm picking up on another one. And they'll say, well, I had one crossover, or because I can't tell.
Okay. Okay. So maybe a couple for her.
Hmm.
Kathy's got a question. She's not at work. She and her fur baby are together. You mentioned an animal. Is she going to be okay?
Okay, let's see. Pay attention. One thing that came up very quickly. Pay attention to I guess they're saying what is happening with your little fur baby. A lot of times they'll pick up the energies of their owner. Um, a way to explain this, I'll give an example. When my husband had kidney cancer and we had cats, uh, one of them really wasn't that crazy about Dave, but he would hover around him a lot. And then our other little kitty cat developed feline kidney cancer, or whatever that's called in kitty cats. So that just came up for you. They're just saying, watch what's going on in in your little fur baby, because it could be mirroring or reflecting to you something that you need to work on in you. So I hope that makes sense. It's kind of a little vague, but I think it might make sense to her. And she's asking, is he going to be the baby going to be okay? They're just showing me that there might need to be a trip to the vet. Um, and it's kind of like humans. A lot of times what they're showing me, sometimes we can think something's really wrong, and it could be maybe not something real serious, but it might feel like it is. But it could just be something's off. That kind of be maybe what's going on with her little fur baby. So
Okay. Marie has one more question here. Can you read that?
barely. May I ask, will Philip be intimate with other women now that he is single? Or um, well, it could be a possibility, but the same could be true for you too. You might find someone else that you like. We just see like it's almost like a tug of war with you and him. Um, I don't know if you said it. Is she the one that said they're off and on again?
Um,
I can't see in the things. They did well. That spirit's just showing me like a tug of war. So yeah,
it didn't.
uh,
Yeah.
it could be a possibility.
Okay. Okay. So I guess that resonated with Kathy.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Animals are very intuitive, right?
yeah, and they usually, if you have more than one animal, the most sensitive animal will come and hover around you. If, let's say, you're having a bad day, or you're sick, or you're really anxious, they come and they help transmute trauma. That's kind of what they come here for. And some, I've seen it where they'll like put vortexes around people. Ooh, speaking of which, this is really super cool. Remember, I don't know if you were in the class when we did this. I used to teach a psychic development class in my home. And do you remember when my little cat Candy came and laid on her back, and I took a necklace and went like this, and it showed her the energy field around her? Were you there that day when we did that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we used to do that and all kinds of fun things, but we would do it on people and go and hold it over their chakras, and it would go little, or sometimes I could tell if the chakras were out of balance. And my kitty cat was laying there spread eagle on her back, and I thought, okay, let's do Candy. That was her name. I didn't even move that necklace, and I'm telling you, it just spun as far as it could. And that's something really fun to try with your animals.
Really.
That tells you how the energy field around them is so strong. And
Yeah.
that's true with anything.
Okay, so Maria's having a hard time.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, there's healing that needs to be done. You don't want to jump into another relationship because if you do, it's just going to pull up the same kind of issues that you had with the other gentleman. It's time to maybe take time for yourself, lick your wounds, and kind of do a little soul searching. And one thing I heard Spirit say is build your confidence up. They want you to be your biggest cheerleader because it feels like they don't like the way that you're talking to yourself, maybe with your thoughts or things you're saying. So they're saying just build yourself up. And it came up, Bobby. Uh, listen, we should have her listen to your self help uh, video, your YouTube.
oh yeah, yeah.
That instantly just came up.
There are um, a lot of self improvement YouTube videos out there. They're really pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, I would encourage her to go on the YouTube, search those. Um, I only have one out there right now. It's a new channel for me. It's the angle of your wings. It talks about as an eagle, if they want to ascend into the clouds, all they really do is wait for a big gust of winds and then adjust their wings, and then they ascend to where they want to be. And it's the
Hmm.
same with us. If we adjust our wings just a bit, adjust our mindset just a bit, we can ascend to wherever we want to go. That's what this YouTube channel is about. I just started it. I've got one out there. I'm going to put another one out there in the next couple of days. I hope people like it. I hope people listen to it. But um, nonetheless, even if you don't listen to mine, um, listen to something. There are tons out there.
Yeah.
You know.
So much help. And that instantly came up for Maria to work on this self-help because she's been traumatized.
Yeah, it seems
And
like it.
and so, she says, I'm so lost. Yeah, I could feel it in your energy. It's just very traumatic. And so you want to be able to heal yourself. Um, and when we get traumatized like that, fragments of our soul break off and it will stay there. That's why we feel so shattered because we're not all there. And that's why in some of my readings, we'll do the soul retrieval. I think I talked about that a little bit. Um, and that helps. But yeah, doing the self help things and stuff like that will really help. So, um, yeah,
Yeah,
so Maria, that's what we would suggest for you is get out there and
yeah,
it's free. YouTube's free. So,
yeah. I mean, even if she needs a little bit more professional guidance, a
mhm,
little bit of therapy. Maybe she has some good friends, some good girlfriends she can lean on. You know,
mhm. She's
good
also
friends.
talking about from her parents. There's self help or what is it, Irene? Um, child. Gosh, it's slipping my mind. Help me. Um, Inner child work. Thank you. It feels like she needs inner child work uh, that maybe goes all the way back to when she was 5 years old, where we're seeing where she was traumatized.
Really.
Um, and honestly, a lot of us do get traumatized when we're like 9 years and younger. And then we start to create little personas like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. It alters our entire life
Yeah, it
until you
does.
start doing the work on it. So, and that's okay if you don't have any friends or family. There's the internet. I mean, there's
Oh, sure.
communities on the internet and shows like ours, even little things like this that give you the being able to talk with people. And there's
Sure.
a lot of shows too that not just ours, but that can help. So I
I've come to realize over the years that that a lot of um, being a good psychic involves therapy and counseling for some people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
This is one of the hardest earths there is.
yeah. So um, I wish you luck. Um, I hope you can get some help. Um, and if nothing, somebody to talk to.
Right.
That
Yeah,
would
I'm sure she will. If she's got to be the one that goes and gets it.
absolutely, yeah.
So,
It's all on you.
yeah. And
So
it starts with the mind. I'm telling you, our thoughts create our world. Be very careful. Um, be very careful about your thoughts. I know we have to transmute trauma, stuff like that, but we do create our own world.
yeah, um, there are a lot of things we can't control in this world, uh, but our thoughts are not one of them. We
Right.
certainly can control those.
Mm-hmm.
And um, the more negative our thoughts are, the more negative our uh, vibration is.
Mm-hmm.
The more positive our thoughts are, the more positive our vibrations are. And
Yeah.
negative vibrations can attract negative entities, right?
Yeah.
Positive vibrations can attract positive entities.
Mm-hmm.
So right now for Maria, it's not about Philip. It's not about anything. It's all about mindset, I think,
Yep.
for her and adjusting her mindset to to think positive thoughts.
When I see what she says, but do you think Philip will try to live with me again? The first thing that came up is I could hear Spirit say, why would you want that? So um,
Yeah.
there's like we said, I'm sure she listened to everything we said, and I'm sure that will help. So I wish you well, Maria.
Yeah. Why don't we do some alphabet messages?
Okay.
Lighten things up a little bit here. So now we're going to do some of these alphabet messages for you. Sherry's going to provide a spiritual message to everyone, either listening to the show right now or through a pre recorded version of it. It'll work either way. I don't know how, it does. Everyone watching the show right now needs to select a letter, either A, B, or C. Don't think about it. Whatever immediately popped into your head when I first said to pick a letter, that's your letter. If you had to think about it, then it came from your mind. We want the letter to come from spirit, and spirit sends that to you instantaneously. So that very first thought you had, that's your letter. All right.
And this is crazy. And this is Spirit. They already know. They already know what was going to transpire here. In the, we had no idea about what was going to go on in these readings. I always jot down a little something from Spirit before I do this. All three of these are about self help. Isn't that crazy?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
So
cool. I love Spirit.
let's do it. Let's get right to the reading. Sherry, you're on.
All right. Oops. No, I'm
No
not.
way.
There
Now
I
you're
am.
on.
Okay, if you picked A, they say pick up a pen and paper. Start doodling. You might find that you're good at drawing and you might not know it and you might be surprised at what you doodle. Journal. Write down how was your day? How did you feel? You could write a book. A lot of people, there's a book inside of them that wants to come out. You don't have to write one all in one day. You could just write a paragraph or a sentence. You might find yourself you're good at poems. A wonderful therapy for me many years ago is I would write, if I, especially when I was sad, I would write poems. And if you ask me, that's kind of like a country song. I could have been a country songwriter because to me, country songs are kind of sad, but it gets the emotions out. Once you get them out and put them on paper, it seems to help. they're also talking about write letters to people that aren't even there. It could be people who have crossed over, or people even like Maria. She could write a letter to Philip with no intention of ever sending it to him, but just kind of write down how you feel. And you'll find that that can be therapy on its own, is just getting it out of you, and then burn it or shred it so no one sees it. So that's if you picked A. Okay, so for those of you who picked B, they're saying every single night, tell yourself, or throughout the day, every day, tell yourself 5 positive things that you like about yourself. You could even start with, you know what, I can make good chili. I'm a good cook, or I look good in this color, whatever. Anything, 5 positive things throughout the day. And then throughout the day, if you find yourself making a negative comment about yourself, like, oh, I hate this about me, instantly replace it with something that you like. So, and again, like we talked about earlier, it's all about vibration. Fake it till you make it. The universe doesn't know you're faking it, especially if you throw an emotion with it. So that's for if you picked B. If you picked C, they're talking about breathe. So many of us take shallow breaths. That tells our body that we're in panic mode. Anytime that, whenever you get angry, whenever you, so many times I'm stuck in traffic, and I can understand road rage, but I've learned to talk myself down and do breathe in and breathe out, or listen to podcasts. I do that too. If you're scared, anything, take deep breaths, at least 3 in a row, kind of hold it, blow it out, and you will find that that emotion, the negative emotion, will start to lose power, because all that emotion wants to do is to be acknowledged. So once you acknowledge it, then yay, they feel that emotion feels like it's done its job. So pay attention. It's kind of like a little project, something that you can do. Watch how breath will bring you back down to a level field when it comes to emotions. So, all right. So those are the alphabet messages.
Okay.
And again, that's so funny how all of them, I don't even know why because I kind of jot them down a little bit. That's what came to me before, and they're all about, and I don't think I've ever done any that are about self-help.
Really? Wow.
I mean, the whole time we've been doing this, I can't remember any, but maybe.
Okay. Liked them.
Okay.
Glad you liked it. Hopefully one of those resonated with you. My letter was C, deep breaths.
Yeah.
And sometimes I do that too, because I take a lot of shallow breaths.
Yeah.
But I go to the gym a few times a week, and I do weightlifting. Every time I'm ready to lift that heavy weight, I take one deep breath and then blow it out, and I get through that heavy weight and get it done. So it's kind of like centers me, it focuses me on doing, because I'm new to the weightlifting thing. I've been aerobics all my life, but the weightlifting, it's hard.
Yeah.
Especially when you're 65 years old. So to get through that, I do take the deep breath to get myself centered and focused.
Yeah.
And I think it really helps.
Yeah. It pulls you into the now.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of good athletes and stuff, they meditate. That's why it brings them into the now.
And breathe through their nose too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
Breathing.
always like to breathe in through the nose, hold, and then out the mouth.
Yeah, because bringing in through the nose, that releases nitric oxide that is sent into your blood system. And nitric oxide actually expands the arteries in your body. So there's more blood that can flow through your body with that nitric oxide. And that all comes from breathing through your nose.
Let me look around here real quick and see. I bet I don't have it. Of course, I don't have it here. I'm telling you, there's a whole book, and I bought it. I don't have it there. And I think it's called Breath. It is all about breathing, and how you breathe can change your life.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, especially with someone with breathing problems.
Yeah.
When I had the heart bypass,
Mm-hmm.
they gave me breathing exercises and a little machine to do even before the surgery. And then right after the surgery, almost the first thing they had me do was do a breathing treatment to help me breathe in and out.
Yeah.
Keep the lungs open, keep the oxygen really or the blood really oxygenated. It really is very, very healthy for you.
Yeah. And as you know, with me and my lung issues, and I've been sucking in cleaning supplies for 40 years. Pretty sure that's not my friend. And I smoked for 26 years. So now, and I haven't smoked in 20 years, but it's caught up to me. And I'll get out of breath sometimes, but if I make myself take a really deep breath, and it's almost like the more I do that, and then it's almost like the next one, I'll be able to breathe even deeper. So yeah, that's some stuff people can do too.
Yeah. Eileen, welcome back.
Hi, Eileen.
Long
Eileen
time no
jumped in
see.
at the tail end, so you'll
Yeah.
have to you'll have to go back and watch the replay.
Yeah. So, yeah, we are past our hour deadline here. I mean, it's a soft deadline,
Yeah.
but we're beyond the hour. So I think it's time to close things down here
Yeah.
until next week. I'd say we promise to be back on Wednesday, but I don't know. You have any more appointments or anything, Shari?
No, well, you know how things sneak up on me and I forget.
Yeah, I
I have
know.
2 schedules. I try to keep them straight, but that doesn't always work. But I'm pretty sure, unless I don't want to say it's carved in stone, because as we know, life can happen. But
Right.
we're going to give it a good college try to be back
We will get
Wednesday
back here
at 6.
next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Hope everybody can make it there again, and tell all your friends. Again, thanks for tuning in for today's show. Thanks to our guest, Eileen, that had the reading with Shari, and all of our
It
contributors.
wasn't this Eileen. I don't think it was a different
No, it
Eileen.
was a different Eileen.
Yeah.
We hope you liked everything. As always, if you have a topic you'd like us to discuss or a question, then send us an email or put it down in the comments section, and we'll try to make that happen next time. If you'd like to book your own private reading with Shari, go to psychicshari.com, click on the Schedule Now button. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. It helps the YouTube algorithm if everybody likes and subscribes to the channel, likes the video. We get more viewers and get more interaction, and it gets more fun that way.
Right.
And I think that'll do it.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, everybody.
Yeah.
And
Thanks everybody for coming in.
we
And
will talk to you all next week.
all right.